All right, guys, so today's content comes from Just Pearly Things. It's titled The Self-Oppressive Narrative of the Black Community. I skipped forward a bit because it was just her having this conversation with this white fella, and all they were really talking about was men's issues. And then at about 3 minutes, 10 seconds, this group of people gets introduced. So this is where we're going to pick up at on the video. Before I start, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Now let's get into it.
Black person or white person in 2022?
White, but I love being black.
Exactly.
Is it better to be a black person or a white person in 2022?
White, but I love being black.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like in society, it's better to be a white person.
What makes you say that?
Just the hierarchy in jobs and everything like that. If you do like certain careers.
Yeah, and it's sad because like look at her. She really looks disappointed. I mean, I don't know. I haven't. For me, nobody like it's different for me to say, right? Because they're out in public and someone came to them and asked them this question. I haven't really. This is something I've never even thought about. Like I never thought about, what if I was this race or that race? Like, you know, I just accepted the fact that I was what I was and kind of just carried on with life. I haven't, even before I was conservative, I wasn't, I never played the victim. I never blamed other people for my problems. So I don't know. I like watching this video won't be to say whether what they said is right or wrong, but I just want to see how people react to this. Like, is it better? Is it just better to be a white person?
In university, you're more likely to excel than if you're a bit of a black person. But I also love being black. I wouldn't change it either.
I'm thinking more systematic. Sorry, I'm fresh, right? So systematic.
It's fine, I'm fresh too.
Racism, right? Like, as in, you can get a job. I could be a lawyer. I could be a doctor. But getting higher in your position really counts on the color of your skin. Let's be real.
Yeah.
And not only counts on the color, as your skills too, but mostly they are going to look at the color of your skin. And if you do get into a higher position, most of the time you are a token.
You know,
I mean, well, I think I'd be wrong. I think I'd be wrong to say that doesn't play a factor at all. The color of your skin and things like getting jobs. It might, you know, but like she said that, you know, if you get in, you might just be a token. Is affirmative action like tokening? Is that what that is? Because, you know, in certain jobs and in certain industries, they're willing to hire black people even more because they need to fill like quotas and stuff like that. But yeah, I've heard of people telling personal stories about how the color of their skin, you know, stopped them from getting jobs or their name in an interview. You know, that's something you hear a lot. So it hasn't happened to me, so I can't say from my own personal experience that that's true. But I've heard people say it has, so I don't know. I can't. It's hard to speak on.
I work in finance, right?
We're drunk, so forgive us.
There's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
Right? We're just having conversations. But you know, I work in finance, and you know, I'm doing decently for myself at the moment. Right now, there's no programs that help white people get jobs. Like maybe white women, but there's programs for black people.
Yeah.
So
No, but that's because I feel like a part of that is because they need to push it to show that we're not racist. And I don't know if I'm a conspiracist or whatever you want to call it. Like, I do.
But see, I am slightly against affirmative action type hires and acceptances because of the fact that I just think that, you know, no, they don't need to do it to get more people in. I think you need to qualify for your own benefit. You need to make it in there off your own skills, your own merit. That's how you should want to make it at a job. That's how you should want to excel at a position, not from being hired because of the color of your skin. If I really was a token and I just got hired because I was black, like I wouldn't even want the job.
You understand, they're like, oh, black women in power. Like, there was even like, I think at Barclays, it was a bank. I can't remember which bank it was, but there was a bank that was helping women start business. And my brother sent it to me. And I remember it was like, just like, oh, black women in higher education. But I feel like a part of that is just to make sure like the bank shows, or like the government shows, oh, we're not racist, by the way. Like, we do.
Yeah, like it's just a front. It's just a front. That's what tokening is. here, hi, how you doing? I got a few. We got a few black employees. Like we're allies. Like that's what tokening is.
Support black women, but unfortunately,
I know Pearly wants to say so much in the background, but she's letting her mans handle the interview.
if you look at the statistics, black people or people of color are unfortunately poorer. Like, this is really scary because this is going to be.
I understand what you're saying, that,
Yeah.
black people are poor, but statistically, the people at the bottom tend to be white. So if you go to the northern parts of the country, those tend to be the poorer areas, and those tend to be
And this is the UK they're speaking of.
predominantly white.
I think like they are trying, like in the sense of all the programs helping black people start like getting into their careers and things like that.
And just quick side note, like I said, I never shared this sentiment of, oh, it's better to be white. I mean, it's one thing to say it might be easier, but to say that it's better, I could never I could never say something like that. But it's just, like I have white friends, and I grew up seeing them work very hard. So I can't, I think it's disrespectful to say that, oh, your life is great because you're a white person. Like, you know nothing about what that white person has went through. No, you know nothing. Like that's why I personally could never like say something like that.
But additionally, I think it's long overdue. I think that this should have been started a long time ago.
So what do you mean by it's long overdue?
Like we're in 2022. Like they should have been helping black people enter their careers.
How long ago?
Yeah, but
Do you think quotas are racist? Like programs like specifically for like black people are racist? Because it's basically saying like you can't do this on your own. We need to give you a special program.
well, we can't do it.
That is,
Yeah. But
What did she just say?
because of
We can't do it
institutionalized
because
racism,
go on.
because of institutionalized racism, it's harder for us.
I feel like people just love the institutionalized racism and systemic racism. I think people just love to say those words. Like, it's like yeah, I just said that. Like I'm really talking about something. But they drunk, you know what I'm saying? I'll allow it. I'll leave them.
To do things on our own. Like we will go to a job and there'll be, let's say, 5 black people and 5 white people. I feel like it's a higher chance a white person will get the job than a black person. And I feel like these programs do enable us to further our careers. But I feel like, as my friend said, we are in 2022. So I feel like this should have been long overdue.
So I understand what you're saying. However, when you look at universities that tend to do these sorts of things, so if you go to Yale or the top universities in America, where they have affirmative action, a lot of the black students that get through to the university because of affirmative action tend to do very badly because they feel out of their depth, because obviously those are the top.
Yeah, it's like, hooray, we finally have black people here now. But you push them into a position that they weren't necessarily ready for. So when they fail, could you even be surprised? It's like, you just put them here because it looks good. But are they ready? Are they qualified and able to excel where they have been placed? Like if they went to a college, if they had just went to a normal college, they would probably do a lot better. But they up there in Harvard and Yale, Ivy League schools, and they can't keep up. Some, not all.
1% of people in that country that are allowed in that university, and in comparison, the top 10% of black people that are in there might not be doing as well.
So it's like basically teaching black kids to feel stupid because they could be so smart, but they're at the wrong school. Go ahead.
Can I just say quickly, like if a black person gets into Yale or Harvard or something or anything like that, they are a very small minority of the university. They don't have people who are around them that looks like them, that acts like them, that are able to further them in their career. They feel like they're out of place, so that sets them down automatically.
But
I feel like
isn't that also because in general, out of the population, there's less black people, so of course you'll see less black people at those institutions.
I personally think it's
But I
institutionalized
feel
racism
like when
because
you go
less
to
black
America
people.
education, I just feel like black people are already, like, that's a whole new level of
we're already
racism.
at a low.
But what he's saying is, from a numbers perspective, there's no way you can see black people and white people equally represented when there aren't even an equal number of them in the country. In America, black people are like what, 12%, 13%. In the UK, I think they something like 6%, 5%. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't feel like looking it up, but it's like, how can you expect to see equal representation and black people everywhere when it's so much less of them than white people? That's just the the makeup of the country. It's mostly white folks in the UK, and then you got I think like Middle Easterns, or I don't know, but.
Lower
Yeah,
minority
like,
or in the
if you wanna
university as a
compare
whole,
England
when you look
versus-
at in the
yeah.
university as a whole, in these higher education, when you look at black people and white people are already at a lower minority in the beginning. So when you, as a black person, as we walk into a university and we see less of our people, we're gonna feel shyer, we're gonna feel unable to come forward and really voice our
And
opinion.
that's
I mean, look, there's certain situations where it don't matter how you feel. You know, my dad always told me, like, it don't matter if you scared or you worried that someone's gonna say something, man. If you got a question when the teacher's lecturing and you don't know what the hell they talking about, you gotta ask a question so you don't get lost in the sauce. Like I can't. That's just, to me, that's not really a valid excuse. It's like, well, so what? You feel out of place. How do you think our ancestors felt? You know, for fellow Americans, how do you think they felt at a place being like walking into the colored, using the colored water fountain, or walking into the colored section of the store or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, they felt out of place, but they dealt with it. So that's not a valid excuse to me. Or riding the bus, you know what I'm saying, and having to sit in the back of the bus. You don't think they felt out of place, but they had to get to work or they had to go home.
And probably that's why most of the universities now have ACS, because tell me what distinguished group you have for white people. You don't.
But then,
like,
don't
it's
you
trying
think-
to say like, hey, you're included.
But don't you think that if there was
Like-
a group for specifically for white people, you'd be calling it racist?
No,
No, not particularly.
not
no.
You might not.
That's cap. That's cap. They definitely would. I can't say that for certain, but this was a nice little discussion. Like I said, I had to skip forward to get to these three ladies right here. I think they were nice. I think they were nice, good people to interview, even though they were under the influence a little bit. But that was a good conversation. Get in the comments below and voice your opinion. Let me know what you think. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, guys. Peace.